Amtrak's story of the Surfline begins in 1971 as it takes over the line from the Santa Fe Railway with only 2 trains daily between Los Angeles and San Diego. Soon after, Amtrak begins an ambitious program with Caltrans, the California Department of Highways, to upgrade and improve both the equipment and the roadbed used on the San Diegan. This is the story of today's modern high-speed Amtrak trains that race along the Southern California coast between 2 major metropolitan centers and many smaller cities, famous for its surf, palm trees, beaches, and girls. Amtrak, now established to provide the best possible service along the second most heavily traveled route in the United States. This is Amtrak. This is the Surfline. Los Angeles Union Passenger Terminal is one of the world's great train stations. Officially opened in May of 1939, the station is dedicated to the spirit of private enterprise and the continuing growth of Southern California, incorporating the theme of romance of the rails. Today, the romance continues with the hub of rail passenger transportation being LAUPT. Passengers arrive from many points on trains such as the Desert Wind, the Questar Light, the Southwest Chief, and the San Diegan into Los Angeles Station. Transfers from one train to another is much the same as train travel years ago. During the first 3 years of operation, the station served 7,000 passengers a day with 66 trains daily, both in and outbound trains. Today, more than 1,000 passengers and 32 trains arrive and depart from the station every day. Amtrak uses ex-Santa Fe CF7 switchers to switch locomotives and cars to and from Amtrak's 8th Street Coach Yard and the Redondo Junction Roundhouse, which serves as their locomotive maintenance facility. Personnel have also changed in the 80s and 90s, with this crewmen making air connections for the move. Special trains frequent Los Angeles Station for the private and public events such as the Super Bowl. New trains and new modes of transportation are also in development, such as MetroLink. An arriving San Diegan negotiates the Mesa switches at the head of the depot yard, passing Terminal Tower, heading for Track 7. Amtrak put the new San Diegan Amfleet cars into service in May of 1976. These head-in cab cars were originally East Coast Metroliner coach cars, later known as Capital Liners. They were rebuilt in Amtrak's Delaware shops with a control compartment for the push-pull service on the San Diego route. The Desert Wind leaves the station, passing by Terminal Tower, heading for Fullerton, San Bernardino, and Salt Lake City. Following shortly after the Desert Wind, Train 576, the San Diegan, departs the station for its 2-hour and 30-minute run to San Diego. From Los Angeles, the route is 25 miles along the San Diego subdivision to Fullerton. This section passes through Redondo Junction, Los Nietos, Santa Fe Springs, and Basta. The maximum track speed through this area is 79 miles per hour. The average running time is 40 minutes. The eastbound Desert Wind, powered by a single GE-832BW, passes through the 15-mile-an-hour crossovers at Redondo Junction. Southern Pacific's Vernon Line crosses 3 tracks and gives the suspension boxes a workout as the engines and cars bounce over the diamonds. Track speed is limited to 10 miles per hour. The train's destination is the Southern Pacific's intermodal facility at Long Beach. At Los Nietos, the southbound Amtrak crosses one of the few remaining grade crossings in this area. Most road crossings have been eliminated after years of effort to reduce collisions and increase track speed. Santa Fe freights are common in this area as they make their way to and from Hobart Yard to San Bernardino and Cajon Pass. The combination of so many freights and passenger trains makes for close headways between train movements. Track speed in this area is limited to 50 miles per hour as the northbound Amtrak passes by the former Los Nietos station site. At Santa Fe Springs, an area known for its petroleum production, a Chicago-bound freight powers out of the elevated curve as it heads east. Track speed is limited to 79 miles per hour as the southbound San Diegan curves south through the refinery area. Amtrak has been temporarily using Caltrans high-level cars from the Bay Area in commuter service between Los Angeles and San Juan Capistrano as part of an effort to relieve freeway congestion and provide better rail service for passengers. The junction of the subdivision interchange occurs between Fullerton, Atwood Junction, and Orange. The San Bernardino subdivision continues through Fullerton, Atwood Junction, and on to San Bernardino. The San Diego subdivision runs from Fullerton through Anaheim, Orange, Santa Ana, and on to San Diego. The Olive subdivision extends from Atwood Junction through Olive to the Olive Junction at Orange. Maximum track speed is 79 miles per hour, and the average running time is 20 minutes. A southbound commuter crosses the Union Pacific Anaheim Bridge at Boston just before reaching Fullerton. Trains running over 7 cars in length are assigned a second engine in double-headed fashion or on either end of the trains in a true push-pull mode. Fullerton Station is a classic example of the Spanish design that is so popular in a long-established Southwest heritage of Santa Fe stations. The station is now owned by the city of Fullerton and has become a multifaceted center with several modes of transportation for its patrons. The emphasis on mass transit is becoming vital in the Southern California society, and all avenues of transportation are examined for their efficiency and popularity. Trains arrive from 3 different directions as Fullerton is the junction of the San Bernardino and the San Diego subdivisions.
Your attention please, now arriving Amtrak southbound train number 774. This train will be going southbound to the cities of Anaheim, Santa Ana, Irvine, San Juan Capistrano, Oceanside, Del Mar, and San Diego. Once again, this is the southbound to San Diego. All aboard, please.
Hey, we want the group, You gotta walk through 2 cars. They're going to 2 cars. Go through 2 cars.
Meets between trains are common here as an arriving northbound San Diegan arrives at the station, while the southbound train prepares to leave. Private cars are not uncommon in the Surfline, such as this ex-California Zephyr Dome car making the journey to San Diego. The third coach in this consist is a new Amtrak Bombardier car unique to the Surfline. With new passengers on board and others now off the train, the high ball is given. Powering through the small yard at Fullerton, Santa Fe's 818 moves west to Hobart Yard, Santa Fe's Los Angeles terminal. Amtrak train 783 arrives at Fullerton Station early in the evening with the setting sun providing the last light of the day. Anaheim Station was opened in 1984 and is situated next to the Anaheim Stadium, home of the California Angels and the Los Angeles Rams. It is the only station built by Amtrak for the Surfline. 11 stops are made each day in each direction, with a total of 22 stops daily. Crossing the normally dry Santa Ana River in front of the new Anaheim Arena, the southbound Amtrak heads for Santa Ana as it passes through the center of the city of Orange. Orange, California is named for the vast orange groves that once flourished here. Some groves still exist and continue to supply this packing house. Most of the transportation to markets is done by trucks, as the greatest amount of orange juice and related products has now come from Florida. Real estate development has forced up the tax base in Southern California and has driven the orange growers out of state. The old depot at Orange is now closed and the windows boarded. Amtrak no longer makes stops here. Orange is the south junction of the fork between the two subdivisions, with the San Diego sub continuing to the left, as Santa Fe High Rail Truck is waiting on the Olive sub for clearance to proceed. Rolling through the switch at Orange, Amtrak San Diegan is headed for Santa Ana. Freights from Barstow use the 5.8-mile Olive sub to San Diego. Santa Ana's new depot was built in 1986 and radiates a classic image of Mission Beauty. The project is the result of joint community funding to construct a true transportation center. Amtrak uses the east side of the building while buses use the west side. The depot also contains shops and a restaurant. Southern Pacific freight locals use the tracks through the station as their eastern end of the Santa Ana branch. A southbound San Diegan pulls into the station for a brief stop to unload and pick up additional passengers. All northbound and southbound Amtrak stop at the Santa Ana Transportation Center. There are a total of 22 stops each day, providing ample service for the community.
.577 highball. All aboard.
From Santa Ana, the route is 22 miles along the San Diego subdivision to San Juan Capistrano. This section passes through Valencia, Irvine, and El Toro. The maximum track speed through this area is 90 miles per hour. The average running time is 20 minutes. At Valencia, the old packing house has been converted to a motel, keeping the rustic look intact as the San Diegan races south. A Santa Fe freight, the SDX, is heading south on its daily run to San Diego. The Irvine station was built near milepost 185 and was opened in 1985. The location is the result of years of debate as to where the station should be located in the rapidly growing community. It's a modern structure befitting a modern community. At El Toro, which is known for its United States Marine Corps Air Station, the San Diegan races by with power at both ends. Mission San Juan Capistrano, the jewel of the California missions, was founded by Padre Junipero Serra in 1776. It stands as one of California's most important historical, cultural, and educational centers. This mission is the seventh in the chain of 21 California missions established by the Franciscan Padres. The mission system was the primary method of colonization utilized by the Spanish government in the early 1800s. Eventually sold in 1845 to private interests, the mission was later restored to the Catholic Church by President Lincoln in 1865. Today, Mission San Juan Capistrano was begun, a 10-year preservation project which focuses on restoring the mission building. The designs used in these missions reflects the Spanish architecture which influences the design of train stations and other structures throughout the Southwest. San Juan Capistrano is also known for the annual return of the swallows each March. San Juan Capistrano Depot is in the center of this historic community and is only walking distance to the mission. In 1975, the depot was converted to a restaurant with a railroad theme. There are 22 stops a day at San Juan Capistrano. In 1975, 2 additional stops were made after the depot was converted to a restaurant. A wide variety of people make stops here, including business people, residents, and tourists. A northbound San Diegan arrives at the depot for its normally scheduled stop to unload and pick up new passengers bound for Santa Ana and Los Angeles. From San Juan Capistrano, the route is 29.2 miles and turns to follow the coast to Oceanside. This section passes through San Clemente, San Onofre, Camp Pendleton, and Fallbrook Junction. The maximum track speed through this area is 90 miles per hour. The average running time is 35 minutes. San Clemente is the southernmost city of Orange County and is popular with surfers, beachgoers, girls, and girl watchers. It is the start of 45 miles of beach that has given the San Diegan route the name of Surfline. It is also the locale that has been featured in many postcards of Southern California, highlighting some of the attractions that have made Southern California famous, its girls. The old depot was removed long ago and the train now stops at the pier. Today's Amtrak only makes 2 stops each way during the day. San Clemente is an affluent community which is the home to many wealthy residents. Track speed in this area is limited to only 40 miles per hour due to the proximity of the beach to the tracks. With a speed restriction of 40 miles per hour, it is apparent why this reduction is needed. People have to cross the tracks getting to and from the beach. At San Onofre, the track speed is again 90 miles per hour with the train approaching the Marine base at Camp Pendleton. Camp Pendleton covers 15 miles from San Onofre to Oceanside and is a restricted military base with armed patrols. On the south side of the reservation, the tracks cross a lagoon that contains some rare bird refuge areas. The overcrossing of Loch's Clogus Road is just north of the new Fallbrook Yard and shows some of the wide open spaces that are part of the Marine base. Fallbrook Yard is located to the north side of the town and was opened in January of 1988. The yard was built adjacent to the old Fallbrook branch line, and this yard is serviced by the Escondido Local. The new location serves as a replacement for the old Oceanside Yard located in the downtown area. Mission San Luis Rey is located in Oceanside. It is known as the King of the Missions and was founded in 1798 by Padre Lasune. It was named after St. Louis, King of France, who lived in the 13th century. This mission system is one of the marvels of history in that the Franciscan Padres sought to save the native Indians. So successful was this effort that within a short period of time the Indians progressed from a state of barbarism to a relatively high level of civilization. Large sections of the countryside were brought under cultivation, which included the planting of grapes, oranges, and olives. Today, a large-scale restoration project has been undertaken, returning some of the splendor of the past to Mission San Luis Rey. The city of Oceanside serves as a hub of commerce for the entire North San Diego County area, in addition to serving as a hub for the railroad. The Oceanside Transportation Center opened in 1984, combining rail with inner-city and local buses in this modern facility. 20 trains a day make stops here from both directions. From Oceanside, the route is 17.6 miles along the coast to Del Mar. This section passes through Carlsbad, Encinitas, and Cardiff. The maximum track speed through this area is 90 miles per hour. The average running time is 18 minutes. The Carlsbad Depot was built in 1887 and served as a telegraph office, in addition to being a Wells Fargo agent, post office, and general store. The last passenger train made its final stop here in 1957, and the depot was closed in 1960. The structure remains as a monument to early Southern California's transportation. Carlsbad is also known for its wooden trestles spanning several lagoons. The Surfline is also a favorite with the Hollywood movie studios. The movie Triple Indemnity is being shot here at Carlsbad with the usual entourage of trucks and catering vehicles. Hollywood scripts movies for each and every scene, and no matter how well scripted and shot, it is usually not good enough for the director. A Santa Fe FP45 number 95 is being utilized for this scene along with 5 Santa Fe and ex-California Zephyr cars relettered for the R&R Railroad. In this scene of mystery and intrigue, a person is hurled from the moving train into the water. As the stuntman is being pulled from the water, the necessary arrangements are being made for the retake of the same scene. This time the order is jump higher and jump farther, and the scene is reshot. The train backs across the trestle to set up for another run and another Hollywood take. Cameras are relocated to a new vantage position. Another photo shot is underway, and in case you're wondering, Santa Fe wants $6,000 a day as a location fee. After shooting is completed for the day, the train spends the night in Fallbrook Yard to await another day of filming tomorrow. Other types of trains make the journey to San Diego, such as this business car special returning to Los Angeles at Santa Maria Lagoon. Del Mar is the home of the world-famous Del Mar racetrack, whose slogan is "Where the turf meets the surf." Many famous Hollywood stars such as Bing Crosby and Jimmy Durante have made the trip by train to Del Mar for an afternoon of wagering on the races. The old brick Del Mar Depot, built in 1910, still stands today and continues to serve passengers. All trains in both directions make stops here. From Del Mar, the route is 23.5 miles and includes the climb over Miramar Hill to San Diego. This section passes through Sereno, Miramar, Rose Canyon, and Old Town. The maximum track speed through this area is 79 miles per hour. The average running time is 40 minutes. South of the depot are the famous Del Mar Cliffs with a beach and surf below. The beach area provides recreational activities for many types of events, both solitary and social. A southbound San Diegan train 572 rolls along the cliffs in the early morning light. Crossing the last trestle just south of the old Highway 101 overpass, the tracks lead into the Sereno Valley area and climb over Miramar Hill. Miramar Hill is a 2.2% grade, and in the old days of steam, trains required helpers to cover this 3-mile climb. The bottom of the hill approaching San Diego runs through Rose Canyon and along Rose Creek. Track speed in this area is held to 35 miles per hour. In the Old Town section of San Diego, a Sperry Rail detector car inspects the tracks looking for hidden defects as it travels the entire length of the San Diego subdivision. The San Diego local is waiting in a spur for the detector car to pass, and as the switch points are moved, it goes back to work picking up and delivering loads to local factories and businesses along the route. Amtrak has priority over train movements, and as the northbound San Diegan crosses Old Town Avenue, all other traffic is put into the hole to wait for clearance. Closer to downtown San Diego, a southbound San Diegan approaches a busy road crossing near the International Airport and San Diego Harbor. Many new changes have affected San Diego recently, including the building of the San Diego trolley line and the addition of new high-rise office buildings. New development has modified the skyline, and this encroachment will give the appearance of crowding the building that was once the centerpiece of San Diego. San Diego's depot is still in use. Having undergone a $500,000 restoration by the Santa Fe, it is now in as good a condition as it was in the days when it was the center of attraction. The station now serves as the southernmost terminus of the San Diegan route. In the past, the San Diegan ran to National City, an additional 10 miles further south. The depot also serves the San Diego Metropolitan Trolley System and will be the focus of more modern forms of rail transportation in the future. With the modifications to the immediate area, the new Great American Bank building has been constructed to provide a modern access to the ever-expanding trolley system. The trolley system is now running both north and south, as well as to the east of San Diego. No story about the Surfline would be complete without a ride in Amtrak's newest locomotive, the General Electric-832BW, as it leaves San Diego for its run up the coast to Los Angeles at 90 miles per hour. New ribbon rail was installed along the San Diego subdivision during 1992, and a tie replacement program was also implemented. Caltrans paid for 50% of the cost of this rail replacement program, with the counties of San Diego, Orange, and Los Angeles each contributing 10%. The Santa Fe Railway paid only 20% of the cost for roadbed improvements. One of the few remaining remote locations in Southern California is the Miramar Hill area. This train is descending the 2.2% grade to Sereno at 35 miles per hour. In Sereno Valley, the track speed has been increased to 90 miles per hour.
Head into the conductor, 579 approaching Del Mar. Solano Beach.
Arriving at Los Angeles Union Passenger Terminal 2 hours and 30 minutes after leaving San Diego, Amtrak's train 579 completes its journey along the Surfline.
Okay, well, still take a look at everything.
What's in store for the new Los Angeles rail system? Improvements are rapidly developing in the Los Angeles area. MetroLink is now in place with intercity rail connections, bringing the outermost areas of Southern California closer together. Amtrak's position in this ever-increasing dependency for new rail systems is to provide better and more complete service to the established cities and to new communities that are being developed. With Southern California's increased transit needs, Amtrak is prepared to meet these challenges with effective solutions. An increase in ridership will mean more double tracking with additional stations to be built. As for the changes in the Surfline, it will mean upgrading of equipment and a new owner. And even with these changes, the rail line that has become a railroading legend will always be known as the Surfline.